companies built around AI are attracting valuations so massive.
Shares of Oracle today falling a bit following that 35% surge.
Artificial intelligence was supposed to make everyone rich. That was the promise. A teenager with a laptop could build a company. A freelancer in a small town could outcompete a global agency. A one-person business could suddenly get writing, coding, research, design, analysis, and customer support without hiring anyone. For the first time, intelligence itself looked cheap. And if intelligence is cheap, opportunity should be cheap too. That is the dream behind the AI boom. Once everyone can tap powerful AI, the old economic barriers fall. No expensive consultants, no giant office, no years of technical training, just a good idea, a prompt box, and the willingness to move fast. But research from MIT points to a much less exciting conclusion. It may reshape the economy. It may create enormous companies. It may make some workers far more productive. It may become one of the defining technologies of this century. But it probably won't make everyone rich. And the reason isn't that AI is weak. The reason is more uncomfortable. Technology doesn't automatically create shared wealth. It creates power for whoever controls the most valuable parts of it. Right now, the AI economy is being built on the same forces that have always decided who gets rich: capital, ownership, infrastructure, data, distribution, and bargaining power. So what did MIT actually find? Why might the AI boom be smaller than the hype? And if AI is this powerful, why do so many ordinary people still feel like they're falling behind? The demo is not the economy. The first mistake in the AI wealth story is simple. People confuse a powerful demo with a productive economy. In a demo, AI feels like magic. It writes an email in seconds. It summarizes a contract. It generates images, translates languages, explains code, builds spreadsheets, and turns rough notes into a polished presentation. That's why the hype feels believable. People aren't just hearing about AI, they're using it. They can feel the power in their own hands. But economies don't grow because a tool looks impressive. They grow when that tool changes how valuable work gets done at scale. This is where MIT economist Darren Acemoglu takes a colder view. Instead of asking, "Can AI do amazing things?" he asks a harder question. How many economically valuable tasks can AI actually do profitably? That word, profitably, does a lot of work. A task can be technically possible to automate and still not be worth automating. A small business can use AI to track inventory, write emails, or answer customer questions. But if the system is expensive, unreliable, or only shaves off a little labor, the owner won't see a real financial gain. A law firm can use AI to summarize documents, but if lawyers still have to check every line because one mistake creates serious liability, the savings shrink fast. A hospital can use AI to support diagnosis, but medicine is wrapped in regulation, liability, trust, and human judgment. The tool helps. It doesn't replace the system around the doctor. This is why counting jobs exposed to AI is so misleading. A job isn't one task, it's a bundle of them. A teacher doesn't just deliver information. A manager doesn't just write reports. A programmer doesn't just type code. Most jobs are made of communication, judgment, responsibility, trust, and context. AI can take over parts of those jobs, but automating part of a job is not the same as transforming an economy. That's why Acemoglu's estimate is so deflating. He expects AI to add only a modest amount to GDP over the next decade, on the order of roughly 1%, not a revolution. Useful, even historic, but a long way from the promise that AI will make ordinary people wealthy. And that leads to a second problem. Because even when AI does boost productivity, that productivity doesn't automatically turn into higher pay. Picture AI helping one employee do the work of 3. On paper, productivity just tripled, but what happens next? The optimistic story says that worker becomes more valuable, earns more, and builds a better life. For some people, that's exactly what happens. But the company has other options. It can keep one worker instead of hiring 3. It can raise output without raising salaries. It can cut costs, widen margins, lower prices, or hand more profit to shareholders. This is the quiet engine of the whole problem. Productivity growth doesn't automatically become wage growth. Someone has to capture it. And historically, the people who capture the biggest gains from new technology are the people who own the scarce assets. In the Industrial Revolution, The great fortunes didn't go to every factory worker. They went to the people who owned the factories, the machines, the railways, the supply chains. In the internet boom, billions of people got free access to information. But the largest profits went to whoever controlled search, social media, the cloud, digital ads, and online marketplaces. AI looks set to follow the same pattern. The worker gets a tool, the company gets the margin, the platform gets the subscription, the investor gets the upside. This doesn't mean workers get nothing. Some will benefit enormously. A designer who uses AI will beat one who refuses to. An engineer who uses it well becomes far faster. A solo founder can build with 3 people what once took 30. But when a tool is available to everyone, it stops being an advantage. It becomes the new baseline. You can already see it in knowledge work. Clients expect faster turnaround because AI exists. Employers expect more output because the tools are there. Junior workers face stiffer competition because experienced people can now do more with software. This may be one of AI's quietest risks. Not robots taking every job overnight. Something slower and harder to see. Fewer entry-level roles. More pressure on the people who remain. More competition for the same projects. More output expected for the same pay. And more wealth drifting toward the people who own the systems, away from the people who merely use them. But all of this assumes companies can actually put AI to work, and that turns out to be far harder than it looks. Using AI is easy. Rebuilding a company around it is not. Every major technology hits this wall. When electricity arrived, factories didn't instantly modernize. Many just swapped the steam engine for an electric motor and kept the same old layout. The real productivity gains came decades later, when businesses redesigned the entire factory around electricity. Computers told the same story. Offices bought them. Workers learned the software. Companies poured money into hardware and systems. And for years, productivity barely moved. The technology was everywhere. The payoff wasn't. AI is walking into the same gap. It's easy for one employee to use AI to write an email. It's much harder for a company to rebuild its customer support, its sales process, its product development, its legal workflow, its HR, and its internal knowledge base around AI. That takes clean data, integration, training, new processes, managers who know what should be automated and what should stay human, security, accountability, and a way to measure whether any of it is working. Most companies aren't there yet. That's why so many businesses are spending heavily on AI and still can't point to a return. They're buying tools, running pilots, testing chatbots, telling employees to experiment, while most of those projects stay bolted onto the side of the business instead of built into its core. This is the line between AI as a toy and AI as infrastructure. A toy makes one task easier. Infrastructure changes how the whole organization works. And infrastructure is expensive. Big companies can absorb failed experiments. They can hire AI teams, buy cloud capacity, build internal tools, protect their private data, and keep iterating until something clicks. Small businesses can't do that as easily. A small firm uses the same public chatbot as everyone else. A large firm can build systems around its own data, its own customers, its own workflows, its own distribution. That's a deeper kind of advantage. The winners aren't simply the people who use AI. The winners are the ones who can fold AI into something they already own. Which brings us to the real heart of the AI economy: ownership. Here's the contradiction at the center of AI. Anyone can open an AI tool and use it. That feels democratic, but almost no one can build the model underneath it. That part is extraordinarily concentrated. To build a frontier AI system, you need advanced chips, massive data centers, enormous amounts of electricity, elite engineers, rare research talent, cloud infrastructure, oceans of training data, and billions of dollars. A freelancer can use AI, but they're renting intelligence from a platform. A startup can build an AI product, but it usually runs on someone else's model. A small business can automate its support, but the subscription flows up to the provider. So even when AI helps ordinary people, a slice of the value keeps traveling upward. The user gets the tool, the platform gets the toll. None of this is new. It's the internet all over again. The internet gave everyone a voice, and a handful of platforms captured the ad market. It let small sellers reach the world, and a few marketplaces owned the checkout. It made information nearly free, and the companies that organized that information became some of the most powerful on earth. AI could run the same play at a much larger scale. Millions of people may get more productive, but the biggest fortunes may still land with the owners of the models, the chips, the cloud, the data centers, and the distribution. This plays out inside countries and between them. A student in Nigeria, India, or Brazil can use the exact same AI tools as someone in New York. That's a genuine opportunity. But access is not ownership. The countries that capture the biggest AI gains will be the ones that control the infrastructure behind it. The chips, the cloud, the models, the data centers, the research labs, the payment rails, the enterprise software, the regulation. Everyone else becomes a customer. And customers can benefit, but owners capture the upside. That's how AI can lift productivity in poorer countries while still sending much of the money to foreign platforms. The local worker gets help. The foreign platform gets paid. So the real question isn't whether people can access AI. The real question is whether they can use AI to build something they own. AI won't make everyone rich, but it will make some people far more powerful. The winners won't be the people who simply use AI. That's about to be everyone. The winners will be the people who pair AI with judgment, domain knowledge, distribution, brand, trust, and ownership. A lawyer with AI isn't valuable because AI can summarize a document. They're valuable because they know which risks actually matter. A marketer with AI isn't valuable because AI can write captions. They're valuable if they understand positioning, psychology, offers, and distribution. A programmer with AI isn't valuable because AI can generate code. They're valuable because they can design systems, understand users, and spot when the generated code is quietly wrong. AI makes average output easy, so average output is about to get cheap. But strong judgment gets more valuable because the world is about to be flooded with cheap content, cheap design, cheap code, and cheap analysis. When output becomes abundant, trust becomes scarce. This is why AI may split workers into two groups. One group uses AI to do more of the same work, faster, and gets squeezed because clients and bosses now expect more for less. The other group uses AI to climb the value chain, building products, systems, audiences, companies, and skills that are hard to copy. The same tool pushes one person down and pulls another up. It sounds unfair, but it's how big technologies usually work. They reward the people who adapt in the right direction, inside systems that let them keep the gains. And that returns us to MIT's warning. The question was never whether AI is powerful. The question is whether the economy will use AI to create new human value, or mostly to replace human labor and concentrate the profits. There is a hopeful version of this future. AI could help teachers personalize learning. It could help doctors decide faster. It could give small businesses tools that used to belong only to giants. It could help governments deliver services that actually work. It could free workers from the most repetitive parts of their jobs and push them toward more valuable ones. It could even create industries we can't picture yet. But none of that is automatic. Workers need training. Young people need entry-level doors that stay open. Small businesses need practical tools, not just hype. Governments need competition policy, so a few platforms don't own everything. Companies need to use AI to complement people, not just to squeeze more out of fewer of them. That's the difference between good automation and bad automation. Good automation removes the worst parts of work and frees people to do better things. Bad automation removes the people without creating enough new opportunity to catch them. If AI becomes mostly a cost-cutting machine, the gains flow up. Companies make more with fewer workers, and ordinary people don't feel any richer. If AI becomes a capability-building machine, the story flips. Workers get more skilled. Small firms get more competitive. Education improves. New industries appear. And the wealth spreads wider. But that future has to be chosen. It takes institutions, competition, education, ownership, and bargaining power. So MIT's warning isn't that AI will fail. The warning is that AI can succeed and still disappoint almost everyone. It can create enormous wealth without creating shared prosperity. It can raise productivity without raising wages. It can make companies more efficient while making workers feel more replaceable. It can make intelligence cheaper while making ownership more powerful than ever. That's the uncomfortable truth underneath the AI boom. AI may make the world richer, but a richer world doesn't automatically mean richer people. Technology doesn't decide who gets rich. Ownership does, institutions do, bargaining power does, distribution does. And until those things change, AI may go down as one of the most impressive productivity tools ever built, while millions of people keep asking the same quiet question. If AI made everything more productive, why do I still feel like I'm falling behind? For more videos around such and more wider AI, macro finance, and economic-related subjects, subscribe to Mazuma Media.